Nottingham University hospitals have run out of beds. To make space for the unprecedented number of patients coming in through A&E, the NHS has advised hospital trusts to cancel all non-urgent operations for the whole of January.
It's a national problem. We've never had a mandate like this to just cancel anything that's non-life-threatening.
As General Manager of Surgery, Jo Fort is in charge of 2,000 staff and a budget of £250 million.
It is going to lead to significant numbers of cancellations. Between about I think 400, 500 routine operations. And then, you'd be talking thousands of outpatients also being cancelled as well.
We got the confirmation last night we are cancelling everything that's routine next week. Not cancer, not anything that's going to come to harm. Anything else has to go. This is about as bad as I've ever seen it. It's a mess.
Inevitably, when we're cancelling en masse to the level that we are doing at the moment, that has a big impact on our backlog numbers. They're listed for surgery for a reason, so deferring isn't a palatable option. Some of these operations are, life-changing, and you are effectively asking patients to put their lives on hold.
We have been told that we have to cancel all electives for next week.
Right, everything.
Yeah, so I think this, in reality, is probably going to continue to the end of January based on the NHS directive.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You just feel a bit of a weight on your shoulders, really, because it's not the situation that you want to be in. It's a huge responsibility, and it's a huge responsibility for my teams. But I've got the burden overall in terms of managing the fallout of what this means within the hospital.
The NHS has advised trusts to cancel all operations except for cancer or those deemed clinically urgent.
Right, can we start?
But it's up to individual hospitals to decide exactly which operations can and can't go ahead.
I think it's really important to say that we are still very, very challenged. What we need to be able to do with every decision we make is either comply to the rule that's been put in place or explain why we're doing it differently.
Rather than blanket cancel patients between now and the end of January and then find out in the last week in January that actually things are a lot better and we have the capacity to do them, we'll review it on a rolling 48-hour basis and we'll only cancel patients as we feel that we need to. So really we're just asking for the support of this group to that approach.
I strongly believe this is the right thing for our patients to do it in this way.
We've got to manage flow, we've got to manage the safety of our patients, but we've absolutely also got to manage the financial position as well as we can.
Any cancellations will have a financial impact on the trust.
There will be a financial legacy as a consequence, and the current estimates of that is about £500,000 a week will be the shortfall that's generated.
The NHS is an incredible organisation and we all want what's best for patients, but in extreme circumstances like we're working in at the moment, we have to find some way of prioritising. We've made the decision that what we'll do is we'll look at having a daily cancellations review. We don't want to cancel patients if we've got capacity to be able to bring them in. So it just gives us the ability to be able to be a little bit more fluid with our decision making.
So she's routine, so she's going?
Yeah.
Across the trust, staff continue to cancel operations.
She's going to have to go, isn't she?
God. I've got plastic surgeons and everything booked.
But is it clinically urgent?
I'm really sorry that they are going to cancel your operation on Monday, and I really do apologise for that.
Yeah, okay, but there's nothing you can do with it.
Yeah. I'm so sorry.
Oh, God, okay.
As the cancellations escalate, Jo meets with Chief Operating Officer Caroline Shaw.
Up to now, how many people do you think we've cancelled?
So we cancelled 104 for this week, and I think it was 48 for last week. And then I've written out to all the consultants today with a really clear plan of what we're doing. I've made it absolutely clear that despite decisions being made in other hospitals, we will make that decision on a daily basis for the rolling days going forward. So
It's good. And have we had much feedback from patients?
in the main, I think patients have been quite understanding. We have had one patient who has asked if she can sue us if she dies between now and getting her operation, which was obviously a bit distressing for the staff. She's non-life-threatening.
Looking forward, what's the plan to return into some kind of normality?
We will see an increase on some of our backlog.
What do you think the financial impact's been at the moment?
I will struggle massively to recover it, I think, within this financial year.
After 2 weeks of cancelled operations, the Trust is facing a loss of income of £800,000.
For every procedure that is undertaken, there's essentially a tariff assigned, and if we're just not seeing those patients in the month, then that is lost income.
The orthopaedic service is one of the hardest hit.
So that one can go to the city as well? Yeah.
Tony Westbrook is one of 18 elective orthopaedic consultant surgeons.
What we're very proud of here is I think that, we've certainly got the best theatres and, the best teams in the area, but over the last few weeks, we've done very few elective operations. The NHS isn't all about finances, but without us doing the elective work, then we're not bringing the revenue into the hospital. Surgeons will turn up to work not knowing quite what's going to be on the list, if they've got a list. We'll then try to redeploy them across to the trauma side. The reality is we're well staffed on the trauma side, so they might not be needed there. You've got people, effectively just twiddling their thumbs, and, it's quite known what to do with them, really.
We finish in Theatre 5.
Okay.
So, any emergencies we can take on?
So at the moment, all the emergencies are allocated everywhere else, and there isn't a lot to do. So
are we closing down?
I think we should close down the theatre, shut down everything. We're going to shut down now for the rest of the day, so there's nothing else left to do. So if we just completely shut down, check drugs, clean sweep and everything, and then if there's any training or bits and pieces you've got to do for the rest of the day, or any paperwork, or anyone needs to come and speak to me, then see where we go from there. Is that all right?
I'm not happy about having theatres empty. Our theatres are extremely busy all of the time. Runs at about 95 to 98%, so we're very good at using our theatres. So it's going to be very difficult to catch operations back up. It is difficult. I'm the general manager of surgery. I want the surgical patients to be coming in. My priority is getting the right care for our surgical patients. Nobody wants to be in this situation where we're telling a patient that they're having their operation cancelled.
Right then, we've got quite a brief agenda for DLT today.
The surgical management team convenes to discuss the impact of the cancellations on their waiting list.
We have a responsibility as the Division of Surgery to turn our position around by whatever means that is.
Especially when the deficit's so big, actually that's the way of keeping some sanity and realism in the specialties.
We're always working within the same constraints, which is that we've got X number of theatre lists, that we've got this, that we've got... I don't feel like we've got any ability at the moment to push out beyond that.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Due to the unprecedented demand and the requirement from NHS England to reduce further, that's had a much bigger impact on our activity and our finances than we'd have originally predicted. Part of the conversation is what ability do we have to try and get these cases back in and catch up. That's actually really challenging for us in surgery, because within the working week, we don't have any spare room to bring these cases back in. So we're still not going to be out of a winter crisis, and we can still anticipate to have bed pressures during February.
Morning. Please enter the access code or meeting number, followed by the hash sign.
Right, Jen, do you want to start with a short assessment of what you think will be?
Today, both divisions are still reporting a minus bed state, surgery and medicine going into the night. So no real improvement, I wouldn't say, on either site.
A month after the surgical cancellations began, the financial impact is becoming clear.
Just to say, I've got all the data back now for the return to NHSI.
Yeah.
So the loss of income has been estimated about 2.7 million.
Thank you, Paul.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
That's the Sebring number. It is incredibly frustrating, and this is the first time we've cancelled electives on this scale, and it makes you think, where are we going next year on this?
You know, it's not just us, you know, experiencing this problem. This is happening everywhere. So in these jobs, you want to be able to fix it.
The NHS recommendation to cancel all non-urgent surgery was due to end on the 31st of January. It's now March. The hospital is still full. The Trust continues to cancel operations, and surgical waiting lists are growing by the day.
We've got some major backlog issues now, particularly in spines and elective orthopaedics, that are going to take serious months of additional work to get the backlogs back down. Elective orthopaedics had 90 patients at the end of December waiting over 18 weeks for their operations. They've now got 205 because of all the cancellations that they've had during January. To clear 205 patients, or to get it back down to sort of the level that it was at before, is massively challenging.
X-ray, thank you. Last year we were operating within probably an 8 to 10 week window from seeing patients in outpatients. Unfortunately, we've gone from sort of 8 weeks to you know, getting close towards 8 months, and that's a massive change. So if it's impacting on your life or your work and you want your operation done, you know, in a short period of time, that's something that unfortunately at the moment I can't offer.
In an ideal world, we would want all the activity and the income to be done within the Trust. But we don't have enough capacity from a theatre's point of view to necessarily do that. So we need to look at alternative options, maybe slightly more unpalatable options around sort of maybe sending stuff out to the private sector so that we can clear some of the backlog.
The Trust must now decide whether to use private hospitals to clear the growing waiting lists.
We have increased the number of patients that have got extended waits. We now have 508 patients waiting over 26 weeks, and we have 68 patients waiting over 40 weeks. And our agreement with the commissioners is that actually we should have no patients waiting over 40 weeks. You know, we have options internally, but the thing that we've got to be mindful of is that most of this has an impact on our beds, so potentially just puts pressure back into the system. So, you know, our other alternative is obviously use of external resources. And it's always been a difficult and contentious sort of conversation, but, you know, that is where we're looking at use of the private sector. There is a risk to us putting work out to the private sector, and it's not what we would choose to do. I think we have to look at it as, you know, we're renting space, so this is about using capacity.
The use of the private sector is generally contentious. But we do need to be mindful that these people are our competitors.
The priority for me are the very long waits on quality grounds, and that's probably where the private sector discussion is most pertinent, because for some of these specialties, that's the only safety valve we've potentially got.
So I think we're clearly getting into quality of care issues for some of these patients with these long waits, aren't we? And for me, this seems a very proportionate response to trying to deal with that.
I don't like the idea of going out to the private sector, but as Joe says, it's effectively increasing our capacity by using theatres and beds and nursing staff outside of the Trust. We've got commitment from our surgeons to actually do that as part of their NUH activity, so we wouldn't have to pay them separately. So I do support these recommendations.
So have we got approval to get on with that?
The answer to that is yes. I think thank you, Joe and Rachel.
Thank you.
Who's winning from these decisions you're making, do you think?
Nobody's winning. There isn't a winner in any of this.
Apart from maybe the private sector providers?
Yes, potentially there could be some win in it for them, I suppose.